Hey family, in today's video, I am going to show you how to fill out a Form 1040-V. Now, this is a payment voucher, and the reason I'm showing you how to do this today is because I know that millions of CP-14 notices have gone out, which are a demand for payment, right, for a particular tax year. And some of you like to kick it old school. You don't like to make any payments electronically, whether it be you don't trust the internet or maybe you just don't want to pay the convenience fees. Either way, today's video is for you. You are going to want to use this payment voucher whenever you make a payment to the IRS by check or by money order. Okay? So I'm going to talk about the voucher, but I want to make sure you understand this about your check or money order as well. You want to make sure the information on there is going to match your voucher. What does that mean? That means we need your name and address the same way that it appears on the tax return, the same way that is going to appear on the voucher. Note here, box 3, on your check or money order, we want to make sure that it's made payable to the United States Treasury. Okay. In addition to that, we are going to put the social security number for the taxpayer as well as the tax year in the form that it is due for. Okay, so the 1040V can be used to make payments for Form 1040, 1040-SR, or 1040-NR. So the senior form and the non-resident form, whichever is appropriate. All right, so let's get to the 1040V. First things first, let's get a social security number. All right. So for this one, we're going to use 949494949. All right. So there we go with the social security number. In this example, it's a single taxpayer or at least one that files as married filing single. Okay. And you'll see what I mean when you see who I use here. So we're going to leave box 2 blank. Okay. Now, if this taxpayer was paying on a balance on a year that was filed jointly, we would still need to include this. But in this situation, like I said, is somebody filing as married filing separately? Sorry, a little tongue tied there. So here in the amount that you're paying by check or money order, in today's example, we're going to put $150,000 and 0 cents. Okay. They're not paying the balance. They are just making a payment. Now, if you follow me on social media at all, you know that I've been talking about Beyonce on this $2.7 million due to accuracy related penalties. All right. Now, I did a complete podcast episode on what that is. I'm going to break it down later in the blog. So I don't want to get lost in the sauce with that. But in this example, I am going to use Miss Beyonce. So what we're going to do here, we want to make sure we have the taxpayer's name, middle initial as it is shown on the return, right? And then we are going to put last name, which for her is Knowles-Carter. Now you may be thinking, hey, Timbaland, but she's married, not single. The reason we don't have the spouse's social security number here is because from her tax examination and the appeal, we were able to see for the years that were appealed that she does actually file separately. Okay. Now, her address that she uses to file the return is public information. However, I don't care how famous you are, I'm not going to put somebody's real address out on the internet. I'm not going to say I contributed to any of that mess. So we're going to use an imaginary one here. Okay. So let's just say it's 1234 Destiny's Child Lane. No apartment number. Let's put her in Carlsbad, California. And shoot, I hope none of my California people are watching right now because I completely blanked on what a Carlsbad zip code is, but let's see here. That's fine. We'll have her zip code as 92008. All right. And for this, if this was her payment voucher, we are done. What you want to make sure that you do is detach it here and put it with the check or money order. Now, make sure that you do not staple it and make sure on your check you do not have any dashes. Okay. So no and 30 cents over 100. They don't want that. All right. They want the amount and then a decimal point and the amount of change that you have. Now, with Beyonce, or for you, ordinary taxpayer, right? You may be thinking, where do I mail this? Well, if you go to page 2 of the 1040V, it tells you if you live in a certain location that your return, and when I say return, I apologize, your 1040-V needs to be mailed to a certain location. So the address we have here is Carlsbad, California, right? So we're going to look for California, which is right here. So her payment is going to get mailed to the Internal Revenue Service, P.O. Box 802501, Cincinnati, Ohio 45280-2501. Okay. Now you can see if you live in another place, it goes to different locations. So for example, I'm in Louisville, Kentucky. If I decide to make the rest of my payment by check or money order, I will be sending mine to the Internal Revenue Service, P.O. Box 931000, and it'll be right here in Louisville, Kentucky. All right. So just assuming that you already know who I am, I apologize because I didn't introduce myself. My name is Timbaland Bowens, and I'm America's favorite EA, and I'm here to fill the tax literacy gap one taxpayer at a time. So if this video helped you to understand how to actually fill out a Form 1040V so you can make your tax payment for the 2022 tax year, please let me know down in the comments. If you know anybody else that owes the IRS, please share this video with them too. Okay? Because back taxes and taxes shouldn't ruin your life.